Alright. Pick Dam. Very interesting map choice. Definitely not common to be seen played a lot. We got Excessive on defense and Knights of Jerky on offense. From my experience, this is more of a defense-sided map. It's a little bit more on the tricky side to win rounds on offense, but let's see how they handle it. Ito and Rise spot the door breaking. Pretty split push. They're getting inside of the building. Does Ito see the frag? Gets Raven down. Jimmy all by himself. They're trying to get wallbangs off. Looks like they're going to retreat back to site and take their kills. Wall's getting blown already. Perk standing in the open. Looks like he's getting ready to swing out hallway. Wall gets blown. Perk's trying to get a pick. He's in a fight with Loon. Gets the slams and Ollie. Perk really low. 3v4. Gets the pick. Wow, that was crazy aim. Sees the flank. Rice gets a pick. A 1v1 situation. EP not planted. Wreath has 20 less HP. Midman looks like he's going to bait off the push and hope he plays more aggressive. Reap is also doing that. Baiting off EP audio. Midman taking a crazy lean angle. Reap is just going to push him. Sees his cheeks. He's taking forever to aim. Takes the one. What a clutch. Right off the bat. Made me eat my words. Round one goes to Knights of Jerky. He gets that EMP money, you know? Gotta get your wallet up a little fatter. Pretty interesting fight there. Rise getting that pick on flank was pretty impressive. Entering after seeing them both in hallway after losing one, that was difficult, but they got themselves regrouped and punished the enemies for giving them the room. Looks like they're going to be doing a basic kitchen A push. Ito and Rise looks like they're getting ready to swing on them as they swing in. He's throwing a util down. Gets Dark Raven at half HP. Sees him. Swings. Gets a pick. Gets his refrag. Ito 1v1ing. Ooh. Gets caught slacking with his back turned. 3 on one spot that was crazy. Now they're all there. Jimmy coming on the flank. Strip mine in between Midman's legs. Almost takes Jimmy down. Midman takes himself out with his own trip mine. And Jimmy is shooting bodies? Does not like the trip mine he had. 3v2. KOJ has 2 Omens and a Viper. Looking pretty good on them economy wise. Can't say much about health. Flashes his own teammate. Does not care that he's standing there. Wall gets blown. Gets ready for an instant. Zombie with an insane Taurus shot. Gets burned alive. Perk vaulting over, and Jimmy finishes him off. That was a really aggressive defense, and they almost secured 3 picks off of that. But unfortunately, they got their cheeks shot up. Looks like they're going to be doing an A play here. Not too far out for defense. They're going to be holding site pretty close. I've never seen that trim line before. That's interesting. Drone goes in. They're not going to find any roamers. Jimmy all by himself clearing bathroom. Also have roam clearing from beneath. Wallbang's going out. They understand what push they're going to do. Still static. Nobody's going to be leaning off of it. Raven has the balls of steel. He's just going to keep going. Has a Cadillo. Gets spotted. Almost gets eliminated by an Ensign. His toes need to be cooled off in some ice. Rise trying to get another pick with a nade. Does not find it. Raven really close. Rice catches him off guard and slams it with an Odin. Oh my gosh, he almost got wallbanged. They are not happy that their teammate just got killed. Wall is still not blown. The nade gets thrown. We got Perk watching flank. KOJ just looks like they're playing off time. I do not see any breaching foam. Okay, they found it. Spraying it. Wall gets blown. Ito relatively close. Do they have any util for plant? Linux going in without EMP. Just doing some pre-fires. Ito's trying to get a pick off of that. Torus shots go off. Ito secures the kill. Really low. Outlaw now, swinging up. Reap stims himself. Goes in for the plant. A 3v5. Rice finishes him off. Gets another kill. Poor Jimmy all by himself. He has a stim and a Marui. He does not like it one bit. And he's going to go run home and get the milk. Looks like this wraps up this round. 0-3 for Excessive. And Knights of Jerky taking the lead. Ito needs a band-aid. Someone give this guy some medical attention. He's over here flexing his diamond? Or is that platinum? That's a platinum VRML skin right there. He's doing the scorpion to wallbang. Midman doing some workouts on the stairs. Perk has his gun up this entire time. He needs his arms massaged. Like, that's gotta be sore from doing all that. That's a lot of passion. Looks like we're at third floor again. Last time they pushed A from kitchen. I wonder how they're gonna push it this time. They're a little bit late. Sprinting over trying to beat the time. Looks like another A play. Drawing it out, seeing if another person's gonna sit there this time. Man, they really like putting trip mines on all the doors. Drone clears out, doesn't see anything. Jimmy does the carry, he's gonna flash just in case. Another flash. Messing up with their ears. Rise gets caught slacking, the wall gets destroyed. Zombie has his gun up. Got some gunfight going on. Wall's about to get blown. Proxy's blasting off in their ears. Zombie goes in for some kills, gets burned alive again. Raven secures the kill. Ito being sneaky in the smoke. Perk gets a kill. Oh wow, okay. Jimmy just catches Ito from the back. More U-took his thrown. 2v3. Gets burned alive. 2v2. What? Perk with an insane kill. It's all Jimmy by himself again. Goes in for the blind fires. Gets his fingertip shot at. Not looking too good for him. And just gets outnumbered. Very close again. Excessive catching up. 2-2. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Got some pretty similar stats here. Just a 600 score gap. Ito top frag. Jimmy top frag. And their teammates following behind them. The eco does not look very good for Knights of Jerky this round. But it's very similar to Excessives. Ito very impressed about his static work. A lot of util being placed in hallway. That's interesting. Okay. Rise is expecting 9-foot giants to be running around. Looks like Ito's going to be holding it. Okay. Oh, Ito says, go away, I got this. Trying to get shots at people's feet. Misses. Fails his aim lab attempt. Almost gets caught off guard by Jimmy. Jimmy takes out $200. A nade gets thrown out. Jimmy runs away. C4 on wall. I mean, like, that's going to be crazy if they play this right. Ooh, that was perfect timing. Wall gets blown. Ito sees him. Catches him off guard. Gets 2. Outlaw gets a refrag. Right off the bat, 4v3. Nade gets off at Outlaw. He runs away, barely escaping. Okay, Jimmy just sitting on flank the whole time. He's starting to grab some ground. Going on hallway. Does not see anybody there. Zombie in the open. Midman and Perk watching B-wall. Proxy spots them. Jimmy coming up close. Gets caught by Rise. Zombie gets some damage off. He's peeking up hallway, trying to get a pick. Zombie catches him. All Reap by himself. 1v4. He's got it. He's got it. Catches one. Ooh, and gets caught up by the other side. A very close round again. Excessive trying to put their name out there. Very good economy for Excessive this round. And it's kind of like in between for Knights of Jerky. Ito still on top. Jimmy, Outlaw, and Reap are tied for top frag. Okay, Ito's going to be holding onto the stairs. Never mind, I stand corrected. Places a proxy. Zombie worshipping to the Lord. As I said already, Rise expects 9-foot giants, and he's going to blow their brains out. Looks like Midman is either going to be standing here or he's just tickling balls. Okay, he's got too much util for his hands. Tosses it over. A genius. He's juggling. Another play for A again. Got Jimmy coming up, clearing roam for the top. Drone sees nothing. Raven doesn't care. Throws a nade. Kills out the proxy. There's 2 trip mines still untouched. Raven going in alone. Drone clearing his angles. Looks like we have no roamers. Raven's getting foam off. Does a little graffiti. Raven trying to get some wall bangs. That's a ton of money. That's like $1,000 on one door. They're breaking the door blocker from afar. Smoke gets placed. Ito trying to catch him off guard with a nade. Does it too early. Gets unsuccessfully blinded. An insane wallbang and instant. Whoa! They're just cooking. Jimmy gets a pick. Lunex all by himself by wall. They're holding this very aggressively, trying to get some wall bangs. They're expecting someone from third floor window. Okay. They're grabbing the flashbang. Blinds his own self. Maybe he's just trying to aura farm. Midman getting the good attempt for a blind fire. Sees him. A 0.9 second reaction time. Gets the pick. Gets another pick. Another 1v4 situation. It's all in his hands. Goes in for the kill. And gets outgunned by Ito. That is the end of this half. 4-2 for Excessive is the winners. Jimmy keeping the top, and Death and Outlaw keeping the same skills. Kills, I mean, and skills, same thing. Ito on top again, and Rise right below him. Sides have switched up. I'm very curious to see how they play this. I have not seen a B play yet. I want to see a B play. Drop hatch, guys. Just go inside. It's that easy. Reap scratching his head. Midman enjoying the view. And Rise yelling at his team to do something. Zombie very clueless, but finally gets to his spot. Rise getting pointed at by his own teammate. Gets in a safe spot to Drone. Perk making as much noise as possible. Drone goes down. He's checking out cafeteria. Does not see anybody. We have a roamer. Jimmy at the bottom of the universe. He's hoping that they do a B flank. Midman caught slacking. Ito perk entry. Foam gets on the wall. Jimmy coming up for that flank. Wall gets blown. And Ensign already down. Dark Raven gets a pick on perk. Ensign goes down. They're set up for plant. A nade gets turned on. What? He's trying to blow up the flames. A flash gets turned on. Let's see how they encounter this. All of them get blinded. Rice goes in for the plant. Jimmy's still on the slowest flank in the world. Ito in sight. Peeks. Does not see anybody. Sees somebody. Gets one. Gets two. Jimmy on the flank still. Come on, Jimmy. Hurry up, man. Goes up on the table. Sees Rice. Takes one. Midnight goes into the refract. Gets destroyed. 2v3. Ito. Very scared. Zombie tries to get a snipe. Ito at half HP versus Jimmy. Jimmy secures a kill. And that's the end of this round. That was insane. That 10-minute flank paid off. And the instant kills, like, it was just flawless. Very close round for Excessive. Tickling his teammate with breaching foam, trying to convince him to take it. Successes. Drone goes down. Looks like they're going to be doing an A play. They have two on the other side of the hallway. Drone sees nothing. He's pinging at ghosts. Not see any roamers this round. An interesting door blocker. Wall gets destroyed. A static gonna be slowing them down a little bit. Midman doing some aim practice. Gets blown up by a C4. Half HP. Outlaw tries to get some damage. Perk destroys death recap. Zombie for the kill on Dr. Jimmy. No more flanks. Nade goes down. Does not take any damage. Tries to get the refrag. Gets 2! Whoa! That was insane. Flawlessly pushed out. That C4 was almost freaking money, man. That almost got him. Let's take a look at the scores. Jimmy still on top. Outlaw and death recap. It's death reap? Bro, no shot. It's death recap. Falling behind him. Ito top still. And Rise second frag. Zombie throwing fireworks around like it's the 4th of July. Gets rejected and decides to keep it for himself. Still trying to offer some. Gets traded for a breaching foam and Ito takes it. Zombie just giving out charity over here. Looks like they're arguing. Throws EMP at Rise. He's doing a little dance on top of it. Very interesting spots I'm seeing right now. Midman breaks off door. Looks like another A play. Drone goes down. Surprisingly, Jimmy not flank. Does not see any trip mines. Goes in to check bathroom. Sees nothing except dirty toilets. Peek already in. It's perk, but it's basically peek. Breaching foam gets thrown out of nowhere. Midman foaming. Heavy amount of people in sight. Lunix goes in for the nade. Midman barely saves himself. Some crazy damage exchange. Lunix at half HP. Flashes get thrown. Everyone's blind. As they think about their life choices, Midman slowly gets EMP. Zombie secures a kill. Lunix trying to get lucky with the pre-fires. EMP's getting planted. They're doing nothing about it. Rice gets a nade kill. 3 and 5. Not looking too good for Knights of Jerky. Big Linux! 10 HP. Raven gets a kill. Rice is pushing up. Another gets down. Rice gets taken by Raven. Raven gets shut down by Midman. Another really fast-paced push there. All Knights of Jerky needed to do was throw a nade and kill that planter, man. Very close round. Knights of Jerky still winnable. They have good economy, kind of. They have an A, they have a couple guns. All they gotta do is shoot them and kill them and they win the round. Looks like another A play. People are not liking B today. Nade gets thrown into the machinery. Raven saves it. Lunex raising for the clouds. He's practicing his aim. Or he's fighting demons. Reap always just always scratching the back of his head. Like, someone get this guy some new shampoo. Blue learning from him. Also doing the same. Trades guns. Another nade gets dropped on the floor. Static at the same exact spot. Dr. Jimmy looks like he's going to try to pull him off guard here. They break the door. Lunex holding him from the other side. Jimmy going in for a lean. Breaking his legs. What is that timing? Jimmy, peek! Peek! Zombie's watching him. Zombie just somehow knows. Ito gets a kill. Wall gets destroyed. A lot of bullets going off for wall bangs. Nade gets thrown. Does not secure a pick. Another nade gets thrown. Goes in. Right at his feet! Ito catches him off guard. Outlaw at 1 HP. Trying to grab the Marui. An insane instant. Ito's forced to push. Flashes go down. Ito successfully goes in there. They're all blind. Ito goes in. This is insane. Raven, no! and gets destroyed by 4 people. His bullets should just be like splitting and killing everyone. I don't know why he didn't do that. It's easy as that. 7-3, map 1, excessive victory. It was a very interesting map. Ito, his back hurts. 16-6. And Dr. Jimmy, 9-7. Dark Raven, 5-10. Outlaw, 5-9. Death Recap, 4-9. Lunax, 1-9. Rise 9-5. Zombie, 9-5. Minman, 6-4. And Peak, it's not Perk, it's Peak. I did my research. 4-5. welcome back to round 2. Started on hideout, excessive on defense, and KOJ on offense. Looks like they're going to be doing a basic B garage. Midman sitting on a desk. Looks like he's going to get ready to kill someone if they go on top of the table. Not a lot of confidence in his teammates holding garage, however. It is a good after backup plan. Midman catches Dr. Jimmy off guard. A nade kills Dark Raven. Rise been practicing that for sure. Outlaw does not like it one bit. Tries to burn him alive. Does not successfully get anybody. We get garage. They're trying to see if there's anybody on a flank. Do not see anybody. 3v5. Wall gets foamed. Are they going to go hallway and blow up laundry? Does not look like it. Rise with the cyclone trying to get some wall bangs. Bug secures hallway. Goes in for some picks. Gets some pre-fires. Bug gets down perk. Rise shuts him down. 4v2. Outlaw gets some damage on him as he goes to the counters. Ito gets a pick. It's all up to Outlaw. Secures a kill on Ito. Loses half of his health. Kills Rise. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. He barely missed. Excessive with the round win already. Let's see how they get themselves back together after this. Third floor, a very offense-sided floor. I'm suspecting them doing an A. B isn't that common, but if they do a B, normally they have practiced it and it goes pretty well. KOJ is going to half buy. They do not want to lose this round. Same goes for Vanguard. Or, Sabi, change your clan tag. Same goes for Excessive. Gonna buy some omens. I want to see some C4 get thrown and people blow up, guys. Let's see that. I want to see the flying bodies. Looks like they are going to be doing an A. Ito is holding hallway on B, and Rise is holding the flank on stairs. Slowly coming up. Maybe he's just warming up his legs. Midman holding on hatch, trying to get a pick off of it. We got Jimmy all the way on the other side of the map, trying to see if he can kill anybody on balcony. Rise coming in for the flank on the bottom. KOJ gets in. Proxy shows him off. Midman's still there with his best friend Ito. Proxy still goes. KOJ does not give two darns about it. EMP gets tossed to Jimmy. Fur goes in for a kill. Gets one. Raven gets a refrag. Wall gets blown. Midman going in. He's greedy. Gets destroyed. Instant goes out. Zombie barely survives it. Rice coming in on the flank. Rice kills one. Bug witnesses this. He's fearing for his life. Rice, I can't even speak, bro. It's insane. A perfect flank. That was impeccable. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. That was it. It was insane. 2-0 for Excessive winning this. We're on round 3 now. Another half buy for KOJ. And Excessive has enough money. They're just going to throw their guns on the floor from last round and buy some new ones. C4 goes down. Looks like they're doing a pretty hard storage hold. Looks like they might do a garage hatch. Jimmy looks like he might try to get a pick if someone goes for a third floor nade. Does not look like anybody's going to be doing it. He's just throwing racks of cash around. Raven got bundles now. Bug just so nonchalant. Death Reap looks like he's going to try to get pick off A window. Rise and Ito holding storage. C4 goes off. Raven foams a wall. Drone goes in. Rise doing some aim labs action. Ito tries to assist but miserably misses. Wall gets blown. Jimmy's coming up from the flank on the 3rd floor. Midman just walking down with the confidence of his life. Maybe he didn't see or hear Jimmy. Rice gets 2! Rice gets shut down. 3 gone already. 1 for 3. An insane trade. Jimmy coming down on the stairs for flank. Little does he know there's a door blocker there, and that's going to ruin his plans. Perk right next to him. He shoots at the door blocker. Catches Perk off guard. Midman goes in the refrag and successfully kills him. Reap gets a kill and gets shut down by a window. Wow. KOJ almost had that. If that door blocker wasn't there, dude, Jimmy would have been cooking. I trust, bro. Tripmine's just still living it. 3rd floor again. Got some arguments in the background. Not the only interesting thing happening on right now. Looks like not a lot of util is going to be placed in A. Excessive, even richer than before. KOJ finally has good guns. Let's see if they can come back. This is definitely winnable. A 3-3 is very possible. Rise taking a nap in the sleeping bag. He's taking a little rest. He's exhausted. Ito checking up on him, making sure he got enough melatonin. Perk is gonna try to be his sleeping buddy. He's having a sleepover. Rise rejects him. Perk runs away to hallway. Drone goes down. Another A play. No roamers this time. Jimmy also clearing from far. Drone sees nobody. Bug already in. Reap shuts down Ito for the peek on Hatch. 5v4 already. That was a great steal. Has EMP. Goes for pre-fires. Rice still taking a nap. They get in. Foam is already on wall. Same proxy goes off again. They don't care at all. They're just going to walk past it. Reap holding flank. They're shooting down the door blocker. 2 in A. They're going to try to bait off an instant off of that clone. Rice gets a pick. 4v4 now. Rice gets... Oh, never mind. Set corrected. Smoke goes down. Jimmy trying to get a pick through the smoke. Zombie gets a kill on Bug. He's looting his body. Does not pay any respects to the body. Jimmy tries to get more picks on Bathtub. Gets swung. Kills Perk. Jimmy's cooking. Getting pre-fires on Midman. Midman blows him up. That's what I'm talking about. 1v3 situation. Outlaw debating on if he should save or not. He's going to see if he can get anybody that's going to feel greedy. Rice already on flank again. Outlaw swings long. Rice is going to shoot his thighs. Midman playing the passion game. He's tired. He's taking a nap. He's going to go take a bath. Zombie checking flank on B. Rice still looking at his wounds. He's coming up on stairs to reunite with his family members. Outlaw just holding this for his life. He's got 30 seconds on the clock. 64 HP on Namarui and a Glock. I'm cooking bars, bro. Rice suspects him standing there. He's watching it. Catches him slacking. Shoots him in the innards and everything. They're everywhere. Midman tries to attempt a friendly fire, but secretly gets away with it. Second floor again. 4-0. Excessive in the lead. Are they going to do an A hatch play? Or are they going to do another B play? Midman making some art with the trip mines here. His teammates yell at him. They say you're stupid. He says, okay, bro, you just don't see the vision. And he goes for a tire replacement. A very consistently trip mine spot that I've seen. 2 statics. Rise yelling at his teammate. He says, fine, I'll throw it here. Looks like it will be a B play. They're going to do a garage hold with C4 blowing up that wall, therefore they can get an angle on here. And if my calculations are correct, that's pretty good. We got Jimmy holding it from far away. And Raven on laundry window. Breaks it instantly. Perk trying to get some wall bangs. Bug trying to get some pre-fires if anyone's on table. Not this time. Smoke is down. Flashes. Rise blind. Ball walking for his life. Gets on top of the box. Tries to get some picks, but doesn't see anybody through smoke. Reap trying to get some blind fires. Proxy spots Jimmy on the flank. Bug clears it. Flashes over. Rises blind. Gets destroyed by a nade. That already clears garage. Now will they fall into the trip mines? He gets spotted. Ooh, zombie with the pick. Raven fighting zombie, trying to avenge his teammates. Flashes. Bug almost gets blinded. Zombie with the pre-fire. 0.1 reaction time. KOJ 1v3. A nade gets turned on. C4. Bug gets a pick. If he dies to the C4, Bug throwing AP, he just believes in himself. He's got the confidence of a lifetime. C4 gets blown up. That's $400 down the drain. Bug sitting on table, is thinking about what he's going to do next. He's shaking. He's shaking. He does not know if anyone's on flank or not. He's assuming there is. Stim is ready. 21 bullets in the gun. 50 seconds on the clock. Looks like he's gonna save. Or he's gonna go for a drop off of balcony. He's sighing. He's upset at his teammates. He's thinking about his life decisions. He's walking around. He's just walking it off. He's trying to get his steps in. He's debating on if he should go through A. Throws his... What was that? A stim? Comes in. Goes in. Makes noise. Excessive. Expecting it. Gets a pick on Ito. Stims himself. Free A site. Does not have EMP. Never mind, I'm wrong. I'm stupid. He's got EMP. Goes in for the bait to make sure there's nobody there. Throws an instant down. Insane. Bug swings in. Catches him off guard. What a clutch. Dude, Bug is him. Bug is literally him. Goes in for the extra couple dollars for the EMP plant. Very smart. He's freaking out. He's so proud of himself. Look at that. He doesn't even care about stims anymore. For the scores, we got Rise 9-3, Zombie 5-1, Midman 5-2, and Ito and Perk Peak 3-5 and 2-5. For Knights of Jerky, we got Bug 7-4, Outlaw 3-5, Death Recap 2-5, Mr. Jimmy 2-5, and Raven 2-5. I think this is very winnable. These teams are both seems to be very defense heavy. Bug resting his arms after such a stressful situation. Looks like they're going to do an A play here. Very interesting. Bug took a monster before this. You can see he's very excited about what's coming. We got a roamer and laundry. Outlaw tickles the door slowly open, trying to make as little audio as possible. As his teammate Jimmy just shoots open the door, he's sprinting. Making a lot of noise. Rise, not expecting someone up here. Goes in. Jimmy successfully takes him down. A lot of incidents happening here. 3v3. Flash after flash. Bug gets pre-fires on. Another flash. Zombie blinded. Midman in arcade gets a pick. 2v1, 1v1. Bug again all alone. Very low, fending for himself. Midman tries to clip farm him with the C4. Keeps it there. Bug playing it slow. He's trying to get him greedy. Midman going far. Looks like he's going to go around and try to catch him off guard from the cheeks. Bug thinking the same thing. Two stims on the ground. Bug gunned down. Midman just slams him. Bullets through the face. Very close round. Throws an instant, could not care less. 5-1, Excessive in the lead. Starting off on the most heavy offense-sided floor. The Triangle Factory interface is very slow. So I gotta manually fix it. Thanks, game. Thank you. Round begins. Did not miss anything. 2 for 1 on Zombie. Takes him down. Bug going for the balcony instant. Tickles Ito's toes. They're a little crispy now. Rise with the Jesper. Relying heavily on Yuto. Jimmy holding that in. Cheeks are clenched. Bug having his... Bug says, "You got this. I believe in you." Trip mine in case Perk jumps down. Flash goes down, takes down Jimmy's eyeballs. Trip mine takes him down! Rice going in, throws another flash to blind them. Midman on window. Gets a couple body shots. Gets a little bit done to himself. Gets cut off guard doing the flash. Another flash! Sees Bug, shooting, reaching for his life. Midman jumps in. Balls of steel. Instant goes down. Gets taken down. Rice coming in. Goes in for the plant. 2v2. Ito lower than the others. Ito takes the flank. Ito trying to get some wallbangs. 1v1 situation. All Reap. Reap gets taken down in the gunfight by Rise. Very close around there. Rise shooting down the Yuto. Spin in his face. Second floor. 1 and 6. I've seen this winnable. Like, I've seen comebacks worse than this. They can do this. I have faith. They just have to have an inspirational speech by one of their teammates. Bug, not very faithful about it. He's tickling his hips. Staring into the void. Dark Raven trying to stress ball it. Jimmy putting a ton of Yuto on Laundry. Very confident that someone's going to push that. A very similar play. They're going to be blowing up garage wall. Does not look like they're going to be anybody in A. Roaming seems to not be something they're going to be doing this round. Ooh, I've not seen that static before. Very intelligent. Jimmy going in a corner. Bug holding on toolbox. An Outlaw going in for Laundry. A very, very good setup here. Drone comes in. Giving some aim labs practice going on here. Jimmy takes it down. Gets some extra bonus points. Ito going in with his cloak. Flash goes down. Jimmy blinded. Fighting for his life. Gets destroyed by 2. Bug goes in for the refrag. Gets go. They all just get killed in split. 10 seconds of the round start. Excessive really trying to put a statement out here. Very fast from around there. I've not seen anything like that before. That's gotta be a record, chat. That's gotta be a record. Very fun to watch. Both teams with very good gun skill. Similar defense and offense gameplay. But in the end, Excessive came on top. Excessive. It's too hard to say, bro. Get an easier name, bro. Like, anything but Excessive. It's like Mississippi or like Chicago or something. Like, it's too long, bro. It's too long. That wraps it up for tonight. Come back next time. Thanks for coming in.